2020 device. Oh, I think I fixed it. Okay, I think I fixed it. Can you let me know if I fixed it? And that means I have to start all over again telling you the things that I just said. Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my live stream, and I'm here doing some watercolors. This is my brand new channel, so if you haven't subscribed already and you want to watch live streams with me, hey, Will, how's it going? I guess you can hear me because you got some thumbs up there. Yeah, so hopefully those of you who are looking for me at Doodle Draw Art have managed to pop on over here to the this new channel, and I'm going to be doing some watercolor painting and chat with you guys, see how everyone's doing, what everyone's up to. I am doing this new little series where I paint the clouds in the sky outside. So I'll just flip my camera here so that everything is normal. Oh, there it is. Okay, so what you're going to see right now is you're going to see the chat up in the top right corner. So if you're looking to see if what you typed has come through for me yet, you'll know it does when you see it appear on the side here. It's kind of tiny. Hopefully you can still see. You can get the gist of it anyway. And then I've got my face camera here, and I've got my overhead camera here, and so we're all good to go. So yeah, I've been doing this little series where I paint the sky. Today's sky. And so this is the sky from April 21st, 2 days ago. The clouds were kind of fluffy and a little bit misty looking, was sort of dark at the same time. And then yesterday it was much bluer sky, kind of a rich blue, and there were some wisps there too. So today I'm going to paint today's sky, and I took a little picture of it because that seemed like the best way to get it ready for this. I'm just gonna move a little wire out of my way here, and I'm just gonna say hello to all you guys. I hope everyone's doing great, and if you can't hear me, or if you can hear me, why don't you comment telling me what time it is where you live right now. Tell me your current time. That way I'll know someone heard me. All right, so I'm gonna just get things all set here, get my paints wet. I've got my little canvas, it's teeny tiny, set up already. The actual painting area on this art is 7 centimeters by 7 centimeters. So that means super small. And I'm just making this little series because I thought it would be fun to have like a little in a row, like all of the days of the sky. So I'm just gonna put my so the first thing I have to do when painting the sky is get the canvas kind of wet, but I need to be careful to not get it wet everywhere because I might want to see some highlights happening there. So I'm just gonna grab my iPad here and open this picture. So here is the sky that I'm about to paint. Doesn't look particularly exciting today. It looks kind of dreary. And the Star 22, hello! It's 4:05 p.m. in Iowa. Nice. I did not know you were in Iowa. Well, it's nice that you found me here on my new channel, and I hope you're having a good day in Iowa. Tell me, is the weather good there today? What does your sky look like today? Mine looks gray, but I'm gonna paint. The bottom is going to be lighter and the top is going to be darker. So I'm going to start by painting the top. Oh, I should mix my color first because it's going to be a little tricky to mix this sort of gray. It's not a very dark gray, but it is gray nonetheless. So I'm not going to use a mix. I'm not going to use a direct color for this mix. I'm going to pull up 2 colors to make my own gray because all of these other grays are just sort of flat. So I'm gonna do ultramarine blue and burnt umber. I'm gonna mix those two, and you can see this little palette matches the colors on my thing. So I'm gonna use French ultramarine blue, not too much because it's not a very sunny day, but it does need to be enough to bring out the gray from this brown. So now this looks like dark rain clouds. So I just have to lighten it up. And then I have to decide maybe a little more blue. Yeah, see, if you don't put enough blue, it has this has almost a greenish cast to it. Gray day in Iowa and no rain. Yeah, we had actually snow fell yesterday. Like, how crazy is that? I mean, I'm in Canada, so it's not particularly crazy, but I was not expecting snow. So I've got this mix now. I'm gonna actually check it and see what it looks like on paper. Yeah, so now I think I need to just make the same mix, but a little deeper so that I actually have some deep color when I want to darken up spots on those clouds. All right. All right, so here we go. That's my favorite word. Some of you might remember that. I had one whole live stream where someone counted the number of times that I said the word so while I was streaming, and it was an embarrassingly large number. So I'm just gonna start my other camera here and see what happens. I think I have to angle it down and up. Cameras are funny. They don't always do what you want them to do. All right, that looks fine. Okay, all that talking just to finally go, hello, Melinda. You are in Rostock, Ontario, so it must be 5 o'clock. Nice to see you. I'm glad you made it. I know it was confusing because I did have the stream started on the other channel, but just some people don't know I have a new channel here yet, and my live streams are always going to be over here from now on, so it's important that people get used to looking for me here, but I wanted to make sure that my doodle draw art people didn't miss out, because I know there's some regulars that like to find me there. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm wetting the top part of this paper. I know you can't see the wetting it part, but then the bottom part, I'm gonna leave it a little lighter, but I am just gonna float in a few little bits of color. So I can see the water, I can see the reflection off the light. The light's over here, so it's bouncing at me. So this is gonna get me started. I'm kind of scared. I've never really painted this much of a plain sky before. It's super plain. Like, it's just gray, and that could be difficult. So fingers crossed. There, I said it again. Keep your fingers crossed for me. So I'm just going to charge a little bit of this gray, and I'm using Arches paper, which is a really nice cotton paper, accepts water on it really well, and so adding the color is never a problem. And it'll blend around nicely too, which is nice. So now the bottoms of these clouds are darkish, but then the tops have a bit of lightness to them. So I'm just gonna try to establish some different levels. So you guys painting along with me? Did anyone get their watercolors out today? I would love to see the art that you make. Maybe you're drawing, maybe you're painting, maybe you're just keeping me company, which I appreciate also. All right, so this is starting to look right. This is starting to blend up the way I was hoping it would. And I don't need a lot of color, but I do need enough to make it look like it's not just plain white. And then here, this is gonna have an edge if I don't blend it out. So I'm just gonna slowly add some water to the tops and hope that that works. I'm trying to learn how to get better at painting sky. Oh my gosh, Hiccups, you're here. It's so good to see you. It has been a minute. It's like old home week today. It's like the all-stars have arrived. I was looking back over some of my streams, and the Star and Manor Mysteries and Hiccups 1, 2, 3, 4 were often in attendance on my streams, and somebody named Cole was often there too, and Merrick, maybe there was someone named Merrick that were like regulars. I had a lot of streams, but those were the people that I tended to remember because you were always there. So it's nice to see some of you. So what time is it where you are? Hiccups? I can't recall what part of the world you're in. I cannot recall. All right, I'm glad I got a little darker. I'm having to lean back here in order to just see what's going on because it's a glare. And I don't want it to be too regular because obviously clouds are very irregular, but I do want there to be just enough weight on the bottoms of these that they look cloudy. Yeah, I'm practicing my clouds because when I paint pictures of buildings or if I do urban sketching, the sky is something that's always challenging. Yes, you were considered a regular. Well, I remembered you. I guess, you know, whether you were a regular, your name stood out. I guess it reminded me of the movie How to Train Your Dragon. So is that how you came up with your username, or does it have a different backstory? I'd be curious. I would be curious. Okay, so I'm painting the sky right now, and I'm going to show you my reference. It's this picture of the sky, and you can see it's like billowy gray clouds. So it's coming, but I think I need some more dark pigment because it's sort of dim, although not too much. Actually, it's pretty close. I think it just needs another little low cloud down at the bottom. A little sad cloud down here. A lonely one. Far, far away. In a galaxy. And you're very, very nearby. It's 1 a.m. Okay, so you must be somewhere in Europe. And Melinda, it's 5:10. So Linda's in Ontario. Melinda is in Ontario, which is in the Eastern time zone. I am in the Atlantic time zone, so I'm all the way over here as far east as you can get and still be in Canada. All right, it's got pretty dark there. I'm just going to test it on a little piece of paper, which I do have. I still remember my first payphone booth painting. Yeah, that was fun to do. Thank you for remembering that. That's super. I'm flattered. I mean, I remember you guys and you remember me, but it's nice to hear that you remember some of those things. All right, now I'm just gonna add a little more darkness into the middle. Ooh, I like it. To the middle of these clouds. Watercolor always dries lighter than it goes on. So if you don't put enough color, it ends up washing out when it dries. Soon I'm gonna put this down because I don't wanna overwork it, because that's the other thing that's easy to do, is you can overwork things. But I do need to make sure I get as much color as I want in this before it dries. All right, so some little tiny clouds here, little wisps. Yeah, that phone booth painting, that was fun. So, I mean, I've always enjoyed doing that, like draw something, paint something, do a careful job, and then do the really quick, at the end, do like a 5-minute speed draw. Oh, hello, Carolyn. Nice to see you here. 2:15 in the afternoon in Las Vegas. Nice. I'm glad you found me. I hope you guys are all subscribed here to my new channel, because this is my brand new channel. My live streams are going to be happening here, and I'll be doing more drawing tutorials back on Doodle Draw Art, because that's what it was supposed to be in the first place. Okay, so I think the only thing I need to do is just take off this. See, if you can see right, you maybe can't tell on the camera. There's a line right here that looks like an edge, and the clouds today have no edges. So I'm gonna fix that. And Hiccups is saying, has everything been okay since then? You know what? Everything has been okay. Life has been super busy. I live in a different house now, and so I moved, which was a big job. And what else is new with me? Nothing much really besides that. So let's let this dry, and then I'll do the really satisfying thing and peel off the paint, because that's always very satisfying. but I'm just going to leave it to dry so that nothing smudges in the meantime. And we're going to choose a piece of art to make together today. And I have new things to try. I've got some new paper that I've never worked with before. It's the Strathmore watercolor paper. I've never worked with it, but it's supposed to be the best and superior. So we're going to find out. I've also got just my regular old Canson. I've got a bunch of stuff here. What have I got here? Oh my gosh, a pile. Oh, I'll give you a little tour of the paintings that are in my sketchbook so far. There's not a lot of them. A couple of years ago, I went to Cuba on vacation, back when you could still travel. So I painted this on the beach. And I also painted this on the beach. Someone made a sandcastle, so I painted the sandcastle. And then this is a little pile of rocks that I painted in Bedford. And this is some people at the ocean, seaside. And this is drawing some, I was getting ready to do the next painting, so I was just like quick sketching to see how much did I want to paint. And I ended up on this one, but I kind of wish I had done this one. So, you know, you're gonna see it now. Oh, no you're not. Did I take it out? Oh, I think it's in a different book. Whatever. I painted this during a live stream very recently. And this also. These are the two ways I painted the fruit on last weekend's live stream. I painted this in a coffee shop one day. It's a tree in Australia. It's a famous tree in Australia. I painted a bunch of birds in there that weren't in the picture that I was looking at. I also did this on a live stream the other day. And then I got a new pen and I was just checking it out. So I wrote things down. I even described the pen. And that's it. Okay, so I might use this to do, because I'm familiar with the texture on this paper, so it's always good to work with something that you're familiar with. But then I'm going to, oh, there's a coffee cup. Remember that one? Oh, thanks. Thanks, Sam. I'm happy that you like them. So this was from 2018, from one of those, like just after I did the the foam booth. It was in the same set of live streams. I'm really super hoping to get back into a regular streaming routine and schedule. And I don't know what time of day is going to work the best for streaming, but it seems like this time of day is really late for some people and early for others, and it's kind of like just after supper for me. I like to stream first thing in the morning, but first thing in the morning for me is like ridiculously early for people who are in like more west than as far east as you can get in the United States. So yeah, totally. And then there's this one. I just did this recently. It's on my Instagram. It's a painting. There's some challenges on Instagram that are super fun. They're called like draw this in your style, and that's what I was doing this one. Hiccups wants to see the infamous, you know what? If you tune into my next stream, I'll have it ready, because I think they're in a box from when I moved, but they're all together in a little portfolio, but it's not, I don't see it here on my shelf. I'm pretty sure it's in the box. Yeah, but I'll show it to you if you tune in next time. I'll have that. So yeah, tell me. I mean, this might be a late time of day for you, or a decent time of day for you to tune on streams, but we'll see. Okay, so now we have to pick what I'm gonna draw. But I also got new paint, so maybe the paint's gonna help us decide what to paint, because the colors will matter. So there's the new paints, and here's the new pad, and here are some papers from the new pad that just fell out. Okay, I guess they're not heavily glued for some reason. They're just sitting in here. I've never worked with this paper before. I'm glad I found that out now, not when I was like out in the world trying to do things and then juggling them and it would fall down. So this is the new paper. It's the Strathmore, and that looks really dim all of a sudden. I wonder why it's so dark over here. Let's move my light a little bit. See if that helps. That should be better. Maybe I can just adjust my camera for you guys as well a little bit. Let's see here. Just scroll it down if it'll let me, and then I'll just configure this so that it's a little bit brighter. There we go. Okay, that should be better. So, brand new paint. This paint color is called Amazonite Genuine. Amazonite Genuine. And just gonna try it out. Maybe if I clean off my little spot here, instead of having this gray sky color, I can have Amazonite Genuine in this little corner. I think I can close this. Okay. That's better. So, Amazonite Genuine. So Amazon, that's like South America. Genuine. I don't know why it's called Genuine. I'm gonna get a different brush. That one's too small. Let's see. I'll grab this whole pile of things. Dig around. Oh, I think this is the one I want. I love having a bag that you can see through so that you know what you're looking for before you start digging. That's always helpful. All right, so no one's asking me any questions. I guess I will ask you guys questions. So let's start with chocolate or vanilla? What's your favorite ice cream flavor? Or do you eat ice cream? Chocolate or vanilla? Okay, whoosh. We'll get this sorted yet. Water. Hopefully I don't spill the water because now it's way over on the side. So yeah, tell me what you like, chocolate or vanilla? Those of you who feel like being chatty. So I'm just mixing this green color right behind my face. All right, and it's called Amazonite Genuine. It's a Daniel Smith. So it's a professional grade watercolor. It's a nice deep green. So let's just put some down here. That's nice. I was trying to get some like oceany colors because I love the ocean. I was half thinking about painting something to do with the ocean today. I think I found a reference. I'm not sure if I remember where I put it, but we'll see. So let's just blend that out with some water, see how pale we can get it. Amazonite Genuine. I'll put a little bit more darkness right over here, just so we get that fullest dark hint. All right, so I'm also learning this paper because this is the Strathmore 400 series and I've never used it before. Hiccup says, I definitely go for a chocolate mousse royale from Baskin Robbins. Oh my gosh, totally. And the Star likes chocolate better than vanilla. I think Baskin Robbins chocolate mousse royale. That sounds like a stomach ache. All right, so that's one color. Now I also got this ultramarine violet. This one is Winsor Newton, and it's a purple color. So, ooh, it's got a little bit of binder at the top. Sometimes that happens. So I gooped out a little bit of like yellowish liquid once I started to get it out of the tube, which happens. And let's just get some of this on the brush and start it over here. Ooh, very royal purple. Let's pile some color in there. And then let's approach from the side with some water here. And then let's back it up so that it touches and see what happens. Sound effects. So it's bleeding its way across here. Oh, it looks really blue on the live stream. It isn't blue at all. It's purple. Let me see if I can adjust that for you. So I wonder why it's the wrong color. Does anybody know about camera settings? Configure video and brightness. That won't fix it. Contrast, gain, zoom, focus, maybe saturation. Maybe if I just reduce the saturation. Nope, that doesn't make it better. Hiccups is asking, have I painted a baby duck before? I don't think I have, but they're super cute. And baby chicks also super cute. All right, I think that the live stream color is just gonna be wonky. I am doing, I'm recording this also with my phone, so I might do another video that I put on the channel, like a time lapse. So you can watch for that to see the better colors. All right. I just dropped my paintbrush. I do that all the time. Dropping my paintbrush is like my thing. The other day I was painting the bowl of fruit and I had a bunch of really dark brown loaded up onto my brush. And I like flicked the brush and it smacked down on my art and there was this big blob of brown right in the middle of my art. And I got it all off because I was actually using some student grade paint, some Winsor Newton Cotmans, and they somehow didn't stain the page. Okay, that's two of my new colors. Now I've got this one called Turquoise. This one is a Cotman, Winsor Newton. And it's another like gem tone. I think I was drawn to the gem tones today. There it is. Blopped right on there. Dark, dark, dark. I wonder if you'll get to see, like this looks purple in real life. And it looks blue on my camera screen. So I guess you see a little bit of purple over there on that side. So let's see what we can get here with this blue. Ooh, it's called Turquoise, but I'm going to compare it to my other blues in a moment because it reminds me of the phthalo blue. That's what it reminds me of. Okay, so here's some plain water. And I'm just gonna back it up and tap it in and see what happens. Okay, well, it definitely looks bluer on screen. And the other one doesn't look purple still. But look at that go. It's like racing across. I love how watercolors do that. When I first started painting with watercolors, it was hilarious. I'm glad I did not share it with you guys, although maybe I should have. I wasn't even thinking that it was going to be a thing that I kept on doing because I was terrible at it. I thought you just painted it like straight out of the tube because I'd only ever worked with acrylics or oils before that. So I painted this thing with this like gloppy dark watercolor and then I'm like, man, I don't know. I've seen people paint things with watercolors before and they looked good. I'm not sure what's going on with this. But then I added some water to the watercolors and wow, what a difference that made. Okay, this next color is called Neutral Tint and it's also Daniel Smith. And it's like a gray and it's like a black, but it's also it's like a gray and it's like a black, but it doesn't have any color to it, but it's also not just flat and disinteresting. I2K Alex Stratford is here. Hello. Nice to see you. You're asking, do I have an iPad Pro? I wish. No, I don't have an iPad Pro. I have just an iPad. It's like the one that uses a pencil. It uses an Apple Pencil, so it's good enough. But no Pro for me. Okay, so this is Neutral Tint, and it's this beautiful, heavy. Like you don't want to use too much of this in your painting because it's dark. Very dark. I'm just gonna let it go for a little run down the hill too. Let the water take it for a ride. Yeah, so I didn't ever realize at first when I first started making watercolor paintings, I didn't know that you needed to let the water do the work. I thought the paint would do the work. All right, so I'm just gonna compare this color called Turquoise to my phthalo blue. I have phthalo blue, which is Daniel Smith. I've had it for a while. And this is that. So they're quite similar. It's phthalo blue green shade, so it's potentially more cool than the other blue, but it's not a lot different, I gotta say. Not a lot different, but different. A bit different, but not a lot. It's definitely more staining and intense, the phthalo blue green shade. This one here is a lot more intense blue than this one. So now I'm trying to decide what I think about this paper. So far, so good, I guess. You were going to ask if I would recommend an iPad Pro Air 4 with an Apple Pencil, second generation, to do drawing, etc. Yeah, my brother has an iPad Pro. It's not an Air. And I think it's a 2. And he has the first generation Apple Pencil, and he loves it. So if you can get a Pro Air 4 with second generation pencil, go for it. You'll be able to do everything you ever dreamed of doing with an iPad, 100%. Okay, so this is now my little sample of my new paper with my new colors. Might as well label these colors so that I can refer back to them later. I do have a pen here somewhere. I'm really good at losing things today. Oh, I see it. It's not in the bag. It's way back here. All right, so this one was Amazonite Genuine. Fun name. Then we have Ultramarine Violet. I almost spelled it wrong. Then we have just turquoise. And this is neutral tint. And this is my phthalo blue. And this one was Daniel Smith, and this one was Daniel Smith, and this one was Winsor & Newton, and this one was Winsor & Newton, and this one was Daniel Smith. There we go. Those are the papers. Daddy Todd. Melinda Mulligan says Daddy Todd. I really don't know what that means. Sometimes people use like text, talk to text, and then what they're typing doesn't match what they're trying to say. It hears you wrong. Okay, so I'm kind of liking this paper. It's fine. It wasn't inexpensive. It shouldn't be, because it's called Best and Superior and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna let that dry, and I'm just gonna pull back over here and have a look at my clouds and see how they ended up. Alex is asking, what's your favorite things to draw? I love doing cartoons. You know what? I like to draw whatever strikes my fancy. I don't think I have one favorite thing. All right, so this was the clouds from 2 days ago and from yesterday, and now I've painted today's clouds. They're much less exciting, but we're gonna peel off the tape and we're gonna start a new piece of art. So here we go. Yeah, so nice. I love finding these little crisp edges when you peel back the paint and it reveals the image. Makes the nice little corners. I love it. It's like my favorite. Okay, so now since this is part of my series, I had to do a couple of things. One is I have to write down when this was taken. So I took this today at 11:19 a.m. And here we go. So it was 11:19 a.m. and it was today, which is April 23rd. I had to look at the other one, which was yesterday's. April 23rd, 2021. And then I'll initial it. Okay. There we go. 3 days of sky. 3 very different days of sky. I pointed my camera at the same part in the corner. Alex is asking, do I do art as a full-time job? Not exactly. My full-time job is artistic, but I don't do art as my full-time job. I do professional artwork. I just actually packaged up, I'll show you, packaged up a painting that I've sold. I've got it in it's got a certificate of authenticity, and you can see it's a clock tower. Actually, this one is a challenge that I've posted to Instagram. It's Draw This in Your Style Challenge, and it's called #TownClock. Draw Town Clock is the hashtag. So I did my own version, and I've actually sold it already. So I've got to get it off to the new owner, and I've got it in some cello to keep it protected. It's on a nice what do you call it, foam board, so it doesn't get damaged. Oh, hello, Melinda. Melinda's dad, Todd. Got you. That's what the comment was. I'm happy to know that there are parents involved in the watching of the YouTube. Nice to meet you, Melinda's dad. All right, so this is today's cloud cover. Let's angle it a little bit here so that you can see. That's today. This was yesterday. And this was Wednesday. The sky is so amazing because it's always changing. Looks different every time. All right, so I'm gonna let that fully dry off to the side here, and I'm gonna have some of my coffee. It's cold. My coffee is cold. Hello, Golden Believer. Nice to see you. I hope that everything is well with you, and my art is beyond amazing. Well, that is a very high compliment. You seem so content as you do your drawings. I love making art, absolutely. Okay, I wish my coffee wasn't cold, but that's okay. It could be worse. It's good coffee, but it's cold. And Manor Mysteries is saying, have you gotten any good suggestions for buying thick paper? I have normal paper, I think, and felts leak through if I'm not careful. And it's okay if you don't have any. Yeah, so I find that cardstock paper, like 140-pound bond paper, is good for working with markers, because you're right, if you just use regular like printer paper, it will definitely bleed through when you use felts, or as we call them in Canada, markers, but we call colored pencils pencil crayons in Canada, so you know, is what it is. So the star is saying the clouds look like Polaroid. Yeah, that was kind of my idea, was get Polaroid looking pictures of the clouds. So now I also have some ideas for other paintings, but where did I put them? Somehow, oh, it says it's connecting the internet. Alex says, I have a challenge. Have you seen or heard of Diary of the Wimpy Kid or Tom Gates? So I've heard of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I know it's a book series, and then they made it some movies as well. And I don't know. Oh, look, this was from Instagram. This is people who participated in my last challenge. I did a challenge to draw the Signal Hill Tower in Newfoundland, and all these different people created art because I suggested it. So this one is gorgeous. I mean, they're all beautiful. And if you actually watch back my last video, I showcased all of these. So on this new channel, on Lisa Artista, there's a new video, and it's called it's called Draw This in Your Style Clock Tower. Draw a town clock. I'll get it right eventually. And it's a Draw This in Your Style challenge video. It looks like this. This is the thumbnail. But if you go there, you can see all the entries that I got for doing that challenge. Let's see. I was sure I had saved some images here, but then I don't see them now. So it was something that I was inspired to paint, and maybe would help me understand this new paper, and maybe even use these jewel tones. This is my iPad cover, one of my iPad covers, and it's got this galaxy kind of aurora? No. No, almost had it. Nebula? It has a nebula kind of appearance. And this other side, it's got this like really pale green blue, and then some pink and purple, and then all of the stars in the sky. So perhaps I'll paint this, since I don't know what else I was thinking, except I did see it would be a big job though. There was something I saw on Instagram earlier. I think I saved it. It's gonna peek. I'm gonna peek. I'd love another challenge. If you do some new challenges again, I just didn't join because I didn't know who I was tagging and who to at, plus how long everybody had to do it. So the most recent challenge, the one of the clock. So the picture that I just showed you, this one that I painted, that I've sold, this one is the new challenge. And if you go to my Instagram, you'll see this picture, and if you swipe, you'll see the original photograph that I used to reference this, and then I just drew it in my style, painted it, and so that's my most recent challenge. And if you create the art based on this and tag me at Lisa Artista YT on Instagram, and also use the hashtag that's in my post, which is hashtag draw town clock, then when I see your post, I will share your picture in my story, and then I'll also will, in my next video that features a challenge, I will post a little clip of your picture here on YouTube on my next video. So yeah, so this is one of the options, and then I'm just gonna go look at my saved pictures. I never know where to find this. I suck at Instagram. Sorry. I'm terrible at using Instagram. I know I have things saved somewhere, but I don't know where. That's a shopping cart. Maybe it's on home. All right, so there's messages, there's hearts, there's add a post. That's add this one as a saved post. Maybe this is home, search, videos, shopping. Come on, Instagram, make this easier. Make this easier. So it's just my profile. Shows my followers and my promotions and my email and all my posts. Does anybody know where I can find my saved posts on Instagram? It's not coming up very easily. Is it on my insights? No, it's on my activity. It's maybe on my activity. It's just taking forever to load. Nope, things that I've visited. Seriously, like, why do you save something if it doesn't just show up on here somewhere? They should make this easy enough for old people to use. Oh, it's right there, right underneath the thing called QR code. Okay, I found it. So here's some pictures that I thought. This one is a challenge that is put out by Olivia Draws and Paints, and she wants people to draw this old bridge in Exeter. And that was one that I saved. And then I saved this one. This is a photograph taken by Introspective Design, and it's a photograph of a house that sort of needs a bit of love. So maybe if I drew this, I would draw it without all the paint flakes all over it. And then this is a picture of the entrance to some stables, like a gate and stuff, which looks good to draw as a challenge. And then, ooh, this one was just, it's gone. It's waves, but you can't see them because she paints it. And then that's waves too, but that doesn't look like waves. Don't ask me why. And this was kind of cute. Like if I did this aurora, oh, I could do it. Totally. That's what I could do. I could use this as the inspiration for my background on my paper. And then I could do some kind of a silhouette over top. I think that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Golden Believer. One challenge request I have. Have you done any portraits? I recommend doing one of the current members of the band Imagine Dragons. I actually haven't done portraits. It's not something that I've ever thought of doing. That is interesting. Okay, so it's time to get out my paper again. And it's this new pad of Strathmore that's falling out. It wanted to be used so badly that the pages fell out all by themselves. So now we need tape so that we can keep it from going everywhere, all over the place. And I'm gonna tape it down. So I try to make my tape kind of like equal around the edges of something so that it frames the image nicely. I'm gonna look again. How big is this paper? 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. Okay. So lots of times the mat is 5 by 7. So it's never a bad idea to make sure your paper will fit in that, just in case someday you want to frame it. Too many apps keep updating lately. It's like, fair enough, though. I'm doing something, they change it again, and then you can't find anything. Mainly it's YouTube and Facebook that keep updating. Yeah, it's annoying, but I guess they're free, so we can't complain too much. All right, so I want that to frame 5x7. I actually have to make it irregular edges. I have to make the top and the bottom bigger. Let's see about that. And then 7. Okay. There's got to be an easier way. You know, I like to do things the hard way, generally. So there's that. All right. That's pretty good. So you can see through this tape, so you can kind of tell if you're straight across the top and the bottom. And then I want to make sure it's at least less than 7 so that it would fit in a 5x7 matte opening. If I decide to frame it, which you never know. Sometimes that happens. So that's 6 3/4 about, which is good. So that's about 1/4 inch less than 7. So now I want to go 1/4 inch less than 5, but this was only 5.5. So I'm gonna go 5 1/4 and a bit. Let's try that. See what we can get this way. Inches. And I wanted 4 3/4. Yeah, that looks good. Ooh. Sometimes I rip a piece of tape and then it's not long enough, and then that's annoying because you ripped a piece of tape and then you can't use it. So before I push this down, I'm gonna double check my measurements. And we've got 4 3/4 that way by 6 and almost 3/4 that way. Yeah, that's close enough. It's probably fine. Although I'm going to pull this one in just a little because I can and I want to. Okay, measuring one last time. 6 and almost 3/4 and 4 and pretty much 3/4. Okay, we're good. So now press it down. I always just make sure that it's pressed down like along where the paper touches. Like, it doesn't really matter about all this. Just kind of holds it onto my board, but making sure that it's fully pressed in all of the places that it's touching the paper is super important so that you get a nice clean edge. All right, so now we're going to do the colors from my iPad case. And we're going to need lots of water for this. We have to decide what colors we're going to use. It's going to be super awesome. Facebook did something with story highlights like Instagram. I really liked it. Then they brought it back, but they've gotten rid of the featured photos. I got used to it and they're in a folder. So how long before they change it again? It's just the getting used to something. And then the extreme sudden changes are made. Yeah, it's weird. I guess they do it for a reason. I think they change it up for a reason too. I think they change it up because they want you to be like not sure what's happening and look for things and whatever. All right, so I'm just gonna make a little more room. And I think I'm gonna have to do, if I want this light color to be in my nebula, I'm gonna have to do so this one's more blue and streaky. Which side should I do? The blue and streaky side or the side with some yellow and purple? If I'm gonna do the yellow one, I better get on it because the yellow is gonna have to go on there first and sort of dry a little bit. Otherwise it's just gonna, like, you try to blend, if you put purple and yellow on the same image beside each other, the purple just blends into the yellow and then it turns gray, which is disappointing. So I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try this very difficult color blend. I'm gonna start off with water and Hansa yellow, which is really dirty right now. It's like covered in some green. So I'm just gonna move some over here and see if it's clean enough. It seems to be. And then get as much of that paint off my brush as I can. Now, I am going to use this new purple and probably this new blue. I'm not going to use green. There's no green in this nebula. But I'm gonna focus on, so there's like a crescent shape in this yellow section. It looks kind of orange on screen, but it's yellowish orange, so maybe I'll use two kinds of yellow here. But what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna paint it directly, and then I'm gonna blend it out with a bit of water just to spread it around, and then I'm gonna let it dry so I can put purple over top without reactivating it. That's a lot of words, and I'm scared. All right, I'm gonna do the stars later with a thing. What's the word? A pen. What's the word? With a pen. All right. And let's go for this orangey yellow and blend it in with the yellowy yellow. And then get a little more orangey down here. And a little more yellowy. Now before this sets, I need to get at these edges so I can blend them out. All right, more water just to hit this and pull it. So that's so fun when the colors hit. Okay, I like something about this paper, which is that it doesn't dry to an edge super fast. And I painted directly there. I didn't prepare with any water first. And I'm still able to reactivate that edge and blend things over without it having like a hard line, because that's annoying sometimes. You don't want your paint to make a hard line, and it does. Okay, so here we have something that's going to get mostly covered, but it needs to be bright. The light needs to shine through. So now we don't want that to turn into mud, so we're going to dry it up a little bit. There's a question also to your question. I can't decide on vanilla or chocolate. I guess both equally. Yeah, I'm kind of the same. Like, I like chocolate things, but I like vanilla ice cream, especially vanilla ice cream when there's going to be like some kind of syrup or sauce or whipped cream or something over top of it that gives it more flavors. All right, so I daubed that up. I don't know if that achieved what I hoped it would or not. I feel like it didn't. That's okay, we're learning how this paper works. But very much the paint was still sitting on the paper when I did that. And I pulled up a lot of it, which is interesting. It is interesting. Okay, we're gonna let that dry and work on the edges. So Hiccups wants to know what I'm painting now, and I'm gonna try to make something that looks like this. Good luck to me, because that's not going to be easy. So I have to come out like from the outside working in. I'm going to have these dark colors on the edge. So I'm going to use purple, my brand new purple that I just bought. It's called Ultramarine Violet. I'm going to use that purple color, which looks really blue on screen. I'm going to use Ultramarine Violet, and I'm also going to use my Quinacridone Rose, which is this one here. Gonna try and make those look like a galaxy. So here we go. I'm gonna start at the edges with the purple, and then I'm gonna go into the rose and then see what happens. So outside edges, we're gonna start. Get all the yellow off my brush. So lots of water out here where the purple's gonna start, and then we'll get some paint, because that's how you paint things. A banana bunch, perhaps. Yeah, it looks like a banana bunch. If you had to guess what I was painting and you did not know what it was, you would think it was a bunch of bananas. Okay, so also bananas are really good on ice cream, since we're talking about ice cream. Vanilla ice cream with banana and caramel sauce. Yeah. In fact, I don't know if you saw the live stream image for this stream here on Lisa Artista, but I used an image from when I drew a little bird, which we called Mr. Doodle Fluff, and that bird, I was eating some ice cream the day I took the picture of it, and the ice cream made it into the photo. Okay, so now I'm gonna do this rose color, and it's gonna mingle with the purple, and it's also gonna mingle with the yellow. And we need more water. So now it's gonna just like blend over into the yellow. It's gonna need another layer because obviously this is very pale. Now you want the purple to come into, you have to be careful or it's gonna be muddy. Ice cream or gelato? Ooh. Will says it's not a bad time since it's only 10 p.m. Yeah, I kind of thought that 6 o'clock Eastern was not too bad. Atlantic was not too bad because it's not so late in the UK for people that are overseas, over the pond. But then there was a question, gelato or ice cream? I actually love both of those things. So on a hot summer day, definitely gelato. Hot summer day calls for gelato. And in the winter, probably more ice cream. So I'm trying to blend these in a way that keeps the yellow there. I'm gonna go back over it with another layer after, but for now I'm just sort of seeing what happens with this paint on this paper because I haven't worked with this paper before and it's a bit of an adventure. I don't want puddles, but it's a little puddly. Also don't want harsh lines, so to be careful there. So the paper's kind of mounding up right now, and it's like, because it's wet. Manor Mystery says, I remember Mr. Doodle Fluff. I must have been there. Yeah, you must have been there if you remember Mr. Doodle Fluff. It was a little brown bird. I actually sold that painting too, so I can't show it to you, but I have pictures of it. It's on my Instagram, I think. But it's also on the image for this stream has a bowl of ice cream and the 2 paintings that I made of Doodle Fluff that day. Mr. Doodle Fluff. All right, so now we're gonna blend these guys together. See what we can manage. Purple blending with rose. All right. So now, starting to look a little bit like a galaxy, but like I said, it's super light. Now, I have a hairdryer here. I know it's gonna be really noisy, but I think I'm gonna blow dry a little bit. Maybe I'll just like mute the sound, mute the mic for a sec so that you don't have to listen to the sound of the dryer, but you can ask me some questions. That wasn't so bad. Hardly took any time at all. All right, so I see we have a new viewer, Torpedo Fire. It says, how'd I get recommended here? I don't know. Do you like watercolors? Because that's what's going on. Nice to see you. And now we have half dry. So you can tell your page is dry enough to paint on if it doesn't feel cold. And now that I've stopped hair drying it, blow drying it with a hair dryer, it doesn't feel cold. But I definitely want my colors to go deeper. I won't get this deep with watercolors because you probably need to use something more like oils or gouache or something to get that dark. But we're definitely going to deepen this up. We're going to use the same colors and they're going to play together on the paper. So I think what I'm going to do, I wonder, so this is the paper is going to find out now whether or not the paper is going to, whether the color is going to reactivate and pull off the page. That will be sad if that happens, because it can happen. So right now I'm just going to go over this yellow to make it wet, because wet watercolors play better than dry ones. Yeah, we're at just around. Yeah, cool.
That's gonna be dry.
Cool. All right. Just home at a reasonable hour.
Okay.
I just had someone talking to me in the background. All right, so that was the yellow reactivated, re-wetted. Now we're going back in with this rose color. And trying to bring out some of this. See if we don't get a little bit of orange happening as we dab it around. Streaks and dabs. That's sound effects. All right. So I'm putting this paper through the test of how much water it can handle. Nah, but I can't lie, it's actually kind of calming. Well, that's good. That's maybe why, maybe YouTube thought you needed a calming video. Most people who tune into my live stream, they actually say that it's relaxing. So if you get a little relaxation, that'll be great. All right. So we need some more purple. I'm gonna have to get another bit of purple out because I'm really pushing it to the limit here. I am gonna need some of the blue also, just to deepen up the purple. Ooh, that really does it. Yep. I like it. And then we'll hit that red. Ooh, that's gonna neutralize. So some colors are cool colors and some colors are warm colors. And if you mix the warm colors with the cool colors, sometimes you just get mud. And in a nebula like this, you definitely don't want it to be muddy. Right on. So I'm Lisa, for those of you who have just joined in that did not know you were gonna watch me paint with watercolors. And I live stream here on YouTube with watercolor art. And I also have an Instagram account. And I'm in the process of building a website. But yeah, I like to chill out and chat with you guys while I make art. Because it's more fun to make art with company. I enjoy having company while I paint. And my coffee is cold, which is sad. But if that's the saddest thing about today, then it could be worse. All right, this purple is feeling very weak. Let's bring some more blue in here. Oh, no mud. Let's try not to make it muddy. So what kind of music does everyone listen to? I'm sort of like all across the board. I listen to almost everything. So many things. But I'm always down to hear new recommendations. Okay, so this is looking very bright and I wanted it more orange, so I'm gonna try to get some more of this rose color over the yellow and see if it just gives a more of an orangey aesthetic, because you know Let's see. Matter Mystery says, me being one of the ones saying it was quite relaxing in a quite recent stream on your other page channel is true. It's true. Thanks, Melinda. I'm glad you like it. It's not done yet, but it's looking pretty good. This is coming along. I'm gonna mix a bit of orange because I'm not seeing the orange yet. So just gonna add actual orange here and then a little bit of water to spread it around. That's not water, that's more paint. And so there's a little bit of edges in there. I don't want any edges. I want it to feel like a galaxy. So I need to add more water just to break this up. Okay. So I feel like we're getting somewhere. Not sure if it's where we were trying to go, but we're getting there. Okay, so down here, I'm liking the way this looks. Oh, I wonder if I turn it upside down. Like the other way. Maybe I'll like it better this way. Because I sort of like what's happening up there in the corner. It's like very color changey. It looks like a fire in the sky right now. And I think it needs to be more purple. So I'm just gonna get a little more purple out. This purple definitely doesn't have as much pigment in it as I expected it to. So let's see what happens if we glob some more there. And just go for it. All right. So purple. I'm gonna bring the purple down into this red. As I discovered before, it's a little bit desaturating. They're not playing well together. And I don't want it to be a blob. Never seen a blob dripping in space. So I'm just gonna mix this around, add some texture. And then maybe pull a little bit more pink into the purple. Let's see if that helps. Yeah, so I'm putting this paper to the test just to see how much water it can hold. Because it's holding a lot of water right now. Oh, so this is looking kind of black. This red mixing with the... So I definitely caused a desaturation. Mixing whatever I just mixed. Which I think was red and purple and blue. So I'm going to have some depth to the color over here. Neighbor has a noisy car. Maybe you can hear that. Old school dance and pop. Secretly, I like jazz and rock too. Yeah. There's so many kinds of music. So many different artists. My favorite, like, pop rock performing artist is Pink. She's like, I love her. I love that she's also like, she dances and just makes a really dramatic performance. That's my favorite thing about her. And then I don't know, I like some country music. I don't tend to listen to a lot of country music, but I like it. Jazz is good. Like old pop, old classic rock, like Elton John and Queen and the Beatles, I guess a bunch of British bands, all those like classic British, Rolling Stones. So, I don't know, is that the Fab Four? Did I just name the Fab Four, or does the Fab Four mean the people who are in the Beatles? I don't know. I feel like that's a word that got used about the British rockers. All right, so the colors are starting to come out. I'm starting to like the way this is looking. I do like that I ended up desaturating some of the color with that. Whatever I mixed there, I don't know if it was the purple. I think I had a little bit of red that caused the purple and the blue to make it more of a dark color. It's like adding more layers to this nebula. So it's really wet up here, and if I leave it too wet, it's going to do that, which is cause edges to form and colors to lose their vibrancy and all kinds of stuff. So I'm just going to spread that around. Might get the hair dryer out again. We definitely need more purple inside this blob of whiteness. And then we'll put a little red in there too. Work. All right. So the danger of something like this is always overworking it and then not liking what you end up with, but that's okay. The star, Samuel says, when I draw or paint, I like the 80s and jazz. Yeah, jazz is nice often because there's not a lot of lyrics, so you can just sort of chill and groove to the musical sounds. 80s. There's a lot of good music in the 80s. It was like music in the 80s was like real music. Like it seems like everything these days there's real music today, don't get me wrong. But the stuff you hear that is sort of more popular tends to be, I don't want to say all the same, but all the same. It's like they follow a formula and everybody just does the same stuff. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Definitely has a lot of colors. On screen it looks really like the red is taking over, but in real life it's not quite that bad. And there's purple in here, but it all looks kind of blue on screen. So this is very bright. I'm liking some of these oranges in the middle. I do think it needs to be more dark. Like the edges need to be darker. So I'm gonna try to make them darker. I guess I could do down here, it's kind of dry. So I guess I'm gonna go straight in with this pink, like super, super dark. And then I'm gonna mix in the blue over here and get some make it almost look black, and then more watery blue over top of that, and then grab a little purple. Just play this game of more color, more layers, blue, some more red. Just kind of rolling my brush because I don't want to pull any paint off the paper, which was happening. All right, so there's more red. Let's get more purple. Not too much water, just enough. More purple. It's not very dark purple. I need a lot of pigment on my brush to make this work. Again, I'm just rolling it. It kind of looks like clouds when I roll it too. Ooh, maybe that's a technique I could use for clouds. I need a bigger paper for my cloud paintings though, if I'm going to use this rolly technique. All right. I'm trying to see without the glare. Sometimes it's hard to see what you're doing because it's so shiny. So right over here, there's too much white space. So I'm going to get something dark for there. And I know the purple's not very dark, but I'm going to try and glob a lot of purple right there. And then go this way and that way. Now, right over here, I definitely need diluted red to pull into this middle section because the middle is very red. Dark the edges. All right, Manor Mysteries. I like country because my idol and hero. It's not my favorite. It's mainly old school dance. I like Pink. I prefer her older Pink started out. I like an old song of Pink's called Respect. Yeah. Yeah, YouTube makes you shorten things. Sometimes it's like, this is too many words. It's like, seriously? I didn't even finish saying what I wanted to say. You said it was too many words. Too many letters. All right, well, that just did a cool thing. It just like spread it all over this way. So I'm just using plain water here. But again, I'm trying not to get too much soup on here. So it's spreading around a lot. Okay, hair dryer time. All right, I'm gonna mute again, just so you don't have to listen to this. It's really loud. All right, so maybe you can see some of the colors a little better now that it's dry. And if I angle this a bit, so right up here it looks a little blobby. I think I'm gonna put some more purple up there just to darken that edge. And then over here it looks a little like the paper got torn up, so I'm gonna darken that part too, just so it doesn't. And in fact, I don't know, my water is looking kind of sad. I'm just gonna run and get clean water because it's hard to do clean painting with dirty water. That sounds pretty obvious. All right, back with clean water. Look how clean this water is. You can see right through it. It's gonna make a total difference. I have some other water here that I can use for, yeah. It's good to have two waters. One clean water and one water that you use just for like totally getting your brush cleaned off. So when you want to dip into the paint, you use the clean water instead of the muddy water. All right, so I want to darken up this part. I want to darken up this part, and I like that it has this little pop of yellow in it. I feel like if I got rid of that completely, I'd be sad. But I want to dim it a little bit. So maybe I'll just put a little bit of Hansa yellow over top, which is this orangey color. It's very bright, but it's orangey. Just gonna layer that there. Ooh, so pretty. Brightened all that up, didn't it? All right, let's put a bit more of that out here. Let's put it in this direction. Fun. That's not what I expected. All right, and then I need more purple. Right here it's kind of dull. So let's go with the blue. It's called turquoise, but it doesn't look like turquoise. Let's put some of that down here. Just over the top. Like that. And then let's get some of that rose color. Let's just put it nearby. And then a little water to make it move. Okay. Then this is just too light right here. I'm going to use that orange again, right over top of that light spot. See what happens right here. A little more orange. Interesting. I have to be careful because there's blue in there and it's going to turn green, and we know there's no green in a galaxy. We know that. So let's just roll a little bit of that off with our brush so we don't have green blobs in the sky. We'll just get a little more red, because if anything, the red will neutralize the green. Red and green make this brownish kind of gloppy color. All right. I wonder if we lost our new viewer. Was it, trying to think of the person's name. Someone who randomly showed up. Torpedo Fire randomly showed up. Are you still here? All right, so I like the way this part looks. In real life, it looks super awesome. And down here, it's okay. And up here is too like washed out. So I'm gonna figure out what to do up there. Maybe put some blue over top of that purple and then see what happens. First I have to clean all the red off my brush because that's what makes it muddy. So lots of blue up here in the top left over this purple section. And maybe it's gonna come all the way down like into this red area and then make a shape. Just do this little twisty brush dance thing. And then fill in over here with the twisty brush. The twisty brush dance is this new technique I'm doing that I just invented. Twisty brush dance. And lots of blue. Super pigmented. So I'm going to come back at this with not so much pigment, like with just some wetness on the edge of my brush. And just let this pull it out and see what happens. Okay, so before it gets too dry, just getting water on my brush, no paint, just enough water. And now I'm gonna let water come from the edges of this twisty brush technique and see where I can create texture. It's getting very blue again. That's too much water. Okay. Sound effects. I always wonder if these colors you see in pictures of nebulas, if this is the visible light spectrum, or if it's actually like some filter that you'd never see it with your eyes if you looked at it, but the filter makes it look like those colors that are existing. Does anyone know the answer to that question? Oh wow. If it's on this new channel or Doodle Draw Art, I really want to see you do a wardrobe. Maybe the one from the right. I could do a wardrobe. Do I intend to use color pastels for my art? Golden Believer asks. I have some pastels, but I don't think they're very good ones. So I have this problem with, I'm probably not a very good artist, and so unless I have good quality supplies, I can't make very good art. And so I've tried using pastels before, but I was never happy with my results. Probably because I either don't know how to use the supply, which is very true, or also because I didn't have proper quality equipment. All right, so that's very dark now. It was very pale before, but I've covered up some of those little areas where it had just like faded to whiteness. This is taking way longer than I thought it was going to take. I love art too, Melinda, and I'm happy that you're watching me make art today, and I hope you make some art because it's fun and relaxing. It's even more relaxing to make the art than it is to watch people making art. It's maybe I watch other YouTubers make art too, so it's pretty relaxing. It's definitely not high energy. All right, so my plan with this was going to be like, let it be a galaxy, let it be dry, and then go over it with black and draw like a silhouette scene over top. But I also need to put stars in. So I'm going to blow dry this again. And we're going to mute. My birthday is in February. It's a long way off. Oh, and I'm going to mute to hair dry, to blow dry. All right, so make sure my brush is clean because it's going to sit for a bit. You should always clean your brush when you're done using it. And now I'm going to add the stars. So I have two kinds. I'm happy too, Melinda. That's so good. I've got a white gel pen and I've got a white acrylic pen marker. This one is more opaque and is going to give me bigger, it's a PBO acrylic pen. And then I also have this Jelly Roll Sakura. And this one is going to be less severe. Like the little lines that you can make with it are very tiny. And then this one, you have to shake it. And you also have to prime it. Well, I'll try to remind you next year when my birthday is coming. It's just after Valentine's Day. Okay, so here I go, making stars now. And I'm just, again, gonna take some inspiration from what's on the back of my iPad. Now, it seems like there's like stars, there's a couple of bright stars, and then there's like some white fuzz behind them. So maybe what I'll do is I'll start off by making some dots with this brighter white, and then I'll kind of see what I can do with adding you have to try to be irregular about these things. If they're sprinkled exactly like in a pattern, it's very unbelievable because that's not how nature works. Okay, they're very bright. And then the more distant stars will be fainter. Now this one doesn't really make dots as well, so I might have to like scribble. Oh, I could like, you could use, well, I wish I had a toothpick. I don't. I could try to blend around those other ones that I made with the other paint. If I had a toothpick, it's actually blowing a little bit now. Teeny tiny dots, aka stars. I'm not sure how many stars is appropriate. If you get too many, it will look ridiculous. If you don't have enough, it won't be very good. But there's a lot on this one. And there's quite a lot in the yellow section. So let's go crazy and put a bunch in here. I see there's 7 people watching me right now. I don't know. I can't watch you back. But it's nice to know that you're there. So yeah, this new channel, I think I have 10 subscribers. So the fact that there's 7 people here is pretty impressive. Because when you only have 10 subscribers, you can't really expect 12 people to show up. That would mean like every single one of your subscribers somehow found time to get there. All right, so when I look at the screen over there, I can see like where things are missing. That must be a double star. It's more like an oval. Maybe if I make it larger, it'll be more circular. That's maybe better. So I don't think stars are usually ever ovals. Maybe they are. Maybe it was like, maybe it's like a double, it's a binary star. You hear about those on like Star Trek and stuff. It's a binary star system, which means it has 2 suns. That's a very bright star right there. It's the closest one. I'm not really sure when to stop. I do like that they're different sizes though. Like there's some bigger ones and some smaller ones, and makes it interesting. Okay. I have 18 subscribers? Is that what you just discovered for me? That's amazing. Because I had 7 the other day. So yay. Yay for me. If I get 100 subscribers, I can make a special URL for my YouTube channel, like youtube.com/Lisa Artista. So that's my goal, 100 subscribers. Doodle Draw a Heart has 151,000 subscribers. That's a lot more than this channel. But I like that it's small. I mean, I like that it's not a great big, like every single person who ever subscribed. Like you guys are special because you're here with this little tiny channel watching me stream. Which is nice. Does anyone know if there's anybody waiting for me over on the Doodle Draw art stream? Because I think it's still running. These stars are very much too regular. It needs a big blob over here. Let's see. Where would the blob go? Maybe here. Now, where else can I put a blob? Maybe close to this blob. Because some of the blobs need to be close together. Because if they're all far apart, then it's this weird, regular bunch. So, I mean, this paper did hold up to lots of water. I was pretty impressed with it. Yeah, bigger blob down here. Bigger star. It's not a blob, it's a star. Looking at the image on here just to see. So it's kind of empty there. I think I need more small stars there. It's like a constellation, only nothing like a constellation. At some point, I need to go over the bottom of this and make blackness for like trees. I like the one that I saw that had forest on it. Maybe I'll do a forest. This is not the usual style that I create art in. I'm not usually like this abstract. Normally I do more realistic things like a wardrobe or a building. All right. Let's see. It's getting better. It's getting better. I kind of like the way right in here, this fuzzy sort of blend of the orange that I added. And then I really like these little ripples up here, and so it gets kind of white in this little center portion. I like that a lot. This is okay. This is okay too. I'm going to turn it over again, see if when I decide to do the trees, if maybe I want this to be the top and this the bottom. Nope, definitely not. It's so funny because I mean it's just abstract. Seriously, it could go any way at all. It could go this way, but that doesn't look right either. But this one's not too bad. Maybe this way. No. Just gonna stick with the regular orientation. I did an acrylic pour at one time, and it looked like it had a little swan in the corner. And so every time I tried to like hang it on the wall, I'd be like, nope, it has to go this other way. And my family would be like, it just looks good every way. I'm like, nope, that's upside down. They're like, how can you tell? It doesn't have an upside down. It doesn't have just like Stranger Things has an upside down. Well, Melinda, I'm glad you think it's fun. Are you making some art too while you watch YouTube? All right, let's just put some more stars up here. And then we're gonna start thinking about trees. And I don't know, I'm gonna use maybe Sharpie, maybe a fountain pen, maybe a brush pen. It'll definitely be black. That's all I know. The darkest color I have. So I feel like there's gonna be some stars in here that I just haven't drawn yet. I feel like the farther away the stars are, the closer together they can be, because it's like they've traveled so far in space that they look like they're close together, but they're actually like super far away. That's why they're so tiny. But they're close together because we're seeing them from so far away that they like converge. That's my theory. Oh, good. So what are you drawing, or what are you painting? Are you doing the same thing as me? Melinda says she's also doing art. And she says it's fun. I'm making teeny tiny dots right now. I mean, I would hate to think that you're trying to follow what I'm doing and make it look the same, because I can't even make it look like I want it to. So if you can, and you're just a kid, then that's impressive. I don't mean just a kid, because kids are awesome. Kids can do amazing things. Kids will try things that grown-ups wouldn't try, because grown-ups are afraid to fail, and kids are not. So that's the cool thing about kids, is that they will try anything. Like, the more stars I put on this, the more I like it. But I need some tiny ones down here. I think most of these ones are going to end up covered up with my trees, but they need to be there just in case, because I don't know where the trees are going to go yet. I haven't decided. it's kind of like these little tiny stars. You probably can't even see them. It's probably like, you know, when you go outside in the dark, and you look up at the night sky, and you see like constellations. You see like Orion and the Big Dipper, and you know, the North Star and Cassiopeia, and just things that are easy to spot. You know they're there and you see them. And then the longer you spend outside, the more stars you see. It's like the more you look at this picture that I'm doing, the more stars there are. Because I keep adding more. Oh, that's a big star. I'm trying to make these ones uber tiny. They're so cute. You can't even see them. You're going to have to look at this on Instagram because you'll be able to see the details then. So this is painstaking and very boring for you guys. I'm sorry if this is boring. I could put in a UFO. I know it's something about them. They're making this painting look splendid. Oh, thank you. Well, I could put in a UFO, but I don't know what shape it would be. And I don't know where I would put it. And it wouldn't be flying, but it would be unidentified. But that's not a bad idea. I think I'll put the trees in first. I thought the stream would be over by now, but I'm having fun, so it's not over yet. Tomorrow, I'm going for a nice long walk with a friend. She lives close to a very big hill. So we walk, well, she doesn't live that close. She lives close enough that we can walk to it, but it takes us like at least a half an hour to walk there. And then we walk up the very big hill. And then we walk down the very big hill after we walk around the top of it. And then we walk back to her place. So we get a lot of exercise. It's supposed to be a beautiful, warm, sunny day tomorrow because today wasn't such a sunny day. I'm looking forward to it being a much nicer day tomorrow. All right, the stars are looking good. It's coming together. This gel pen, I keep having to scribble on something because it stops working. But then it works because it liked that I scribbled. It reactivates the roller part. I'm gonna put another big star in here. I'm gonna look at it from the image here just to see where else I could put a big star. Maybe right here. And maybe up here. And lots of more little stars. I didn't realize there was going to be this many stars. I would have just like totally went for it before. I would have splattered it with white paint if I had realized I was going to put in this many stars. It's like I'm trying to make this abstract and what's the word? Abstract. But now, same word. But now it's like it's almost like it's realism, and I'm trying to put every single star in the galaxy in here, which seems a little ridiculous. But the more stars I put, the more I like the stars, and the more I actually like the sky. Like it becomes a little more believable. Like the sky looks even more. It's you don't focus on the things that I didn't like. None of them are bad. But I was less of a fan of some of the areas of where the paint settled, but before I put any stars in. But now that I've got all these stars, it's like it's breaking it up and gives your eyes something to like hop from one thing to another. So you don't sort of dwell. I don't dwell on the things that were less beautiful, less the way I wanted them to be. Now make some medium-sized stars. They're noisy ones. You should put a Superman logo on it like you did in your most popular video. Yeah, I have a super popular video on my Doodle Draw art channel. I think it has like 2 million views on it, maybe 2.5 million. How to draw the Superman logo. And yeah, I mean, I could put a logo on this. I think I'm gonna put trees on it though, honestly. UFO sounds fun. Maybe after I put the trees, I'll see if there's a spot for a UFO. I could put a shooting star. That might be doable. Just like a little white line going across the middle, going across somewhere. Not necessarily the middle. The middle of something is usually the boringest place to put anything. If you're making art and you put things in the middle, it's like it's too balanced. Your brain doesn't like it. This made a little smile. You can't see it, but I made 2 like dots, and there's like a little red mouth that was already there from the way the paint dried. Right. I just like the logo, like Priscilla. The Captain America logo, isn't it like a star inside the middle of circles? Like a bullseye? I think I drew that logo, but I think somehow YouTube took the video down. I can't remember. It took down, maybe it was my Green Lantern video that happened with on Doodle Jar. Alright. So many stars. So many stars. I'm not sure how boring this is for you. Oh, you can actually see them. Okay. That's good, because I was worried. I was worried that it just looked like me sitting here with a pen in my hand. Because that's what it was. This stream will not be available for re-watching. It's only here now. It'll be gone later. It's fun to do the stream, but I'll only leave it up for a couple days. And then take it down. I'll leave it up for a little while, so just so people know what they missed, you know, how exhilarating it was to watch me make dots all over paper. I can be sarcastic, which means you say one thing when you mean another. I'm not sure how old Melinda is, but maybe sarcastic is not a word that Melinda knows. That's one thing I like about art, is it's good for all ages of people. All ages of people enjoy it and participate in it, and we can all enjoy the same art and have a different perspective on it, or different opinions about it. We could be young or old. Okay, I'm almost done making dots. This is way more dots than I thought I was gonna make. Like literally, I thought I was gonna make 15 or 20, and I've probably made 200. Did anyone count? Hope not. But yeah, lots of stars. I heard that the Mars rover is making breathable oxygen on Mars, but it only made enough for someone to breathe for 10 minutes or something. I don't know when it started making it, but it's kind of cool. The idea that there could be a way to make Mars habitable. Okay, that's a lot of stars. I could always put more later. Oh, it's not boring. I'm glad. Whoosh. Because I was wondering. Okay, so now I'm just going to get out some of these black things that I have, and I've got a scrap of paper here. So Sharpie, it's like super bold and dark. Might be good for like a tree trunk. I put some trees like down here, just like a couple of trees, and then maybe a bigger tree, like maybe a taller tree and a shorter tree and a really big tree, like 3 trees. something like that. And I have other black things. So this is a Pit Artist Warm Gray. That's not dark enough. Oh, I have this brush pen. This is a Tombow brush pen. And I've got a small nib Sharpie. They call it ultra fine because they called this one fine point, but you know, it's not. It's a bold marker, but they make big chunky markers too. So compared to those, definitely it's a fine point. All right, I've got two Tombows. One is softer than the other. I've got this Uniball, also black. I'm not going to use my, I have a fountain pen, but I don't think I'll use it because it might get clogged up. Okay, so now I've got all these pens. We know that's what the Sharpie can do. And then this is the Uniball. So very fine lines. Then these are the Tombows. This is the blue Tombow. It feels kind of firm. And this is the black Tombow. And it's a little softer, but they're not a lot different. The blue gets a narrower point. And then I've got the Sharpie ultra fine point, which is like medium. So the smallest one is the Uniball. And then the Sharpie is the darkest. I have a couple Sharpies here. I just want to make sure. Okay, they both work. Sometimes I have Sharpies and none of them work. They're all dried up. I have a lot of Sharpies. Okay, so my eyeballs looked away for a minute and then I looked back at this and I was like, oh, it's pretty. It's pretty. I like it. I like it. It gets out of focus when I pick it up. I turned off the autofocus feature on my thing, on my camera, because it did this zoom in, zoom out thing. Okay, so now I have to decide where to put the trees. Golden Believer says, not boring at all. And also, do you have a favorite artist or drawing? That's a good question. Do you have a favorite artist or drawing? Well, my favorite urban sketching artist is a man named Ian Fennelly, and he does the most amazing drawings and paintings. He's an urban sketcher, so it's a combination of drawing and painting. And he does, it's gonna turn another light on. It's gotten really dark in here. He does really amazing drawings of, that might help. It's one light, let's try another one. Boom, that'll help. Yeah, he does really amazing drawings of buildings. He goes like out in the world and paints buildings, and he does a really good job. See, you can see me now. Woohoo! Amazing what a little bit of light will do. Hello Alice on YouTube. Yeah, she is awesome. I watch Hello Alice. Yeah. I also watch Drawing with Waffles. Do you watch her? She's so fun. Rin. She does good stuff. Okay, I think I decided it was going to be a big tree over here and a small tree in the middle and a medium-sized tree here. This big tree is going to be like not all the way, like these ones you're going to see. Oh, I need to do maybe 3 is okay. Put these two closer together and this one further. Oh, these ones are going to be farther away, so they're going to be like minis, and this one will be close up, so we see more detail. That's what's going to happen. I figured it out. And I like the direction it's going because of the way the background is too. So then I just have to decide. I guess I'll start off with one of these Tombows. And so I'll start small because I can always go bigger. But I'll just go like, here's a small tree. Pretty impressive. Here's a bigger tree. How close is it going to be? Oh, it definitely lives here now. No turning back. All right, so those are the small trees in the distance. Now, I'm just going to look at the one I looked at before on Instagram, wherever my phone went. Does anybody know where my phone is? Joking. It's on top of my iPad. I just found it. So, yeah, it had some... Where did I find it? In my saved images. So I went to my profile, and then I went to my hamburger, and I went to saved, and then I went scrolling, and there. Oh, so this looks nothing like that. So even the one I looked at? Okay, here we go. This is it. So this is by somebody named Estefania Perea 01. And so I'm just looking at the shapes of the trees. So she's got the branches going upward. Oh, she's got a moon. That's really cool. Oh, I could do that. I could put a moon in there somewhere. Hello, back again. So they're shaped like triangles overall, but squiggly, and that's the same tree. This must be, is this digital art? Like, can you see that? This tree is identical to this tree, except it's bigger, but you can see the same little, like the angles. Like if you were doing a puzzle, you'd get those pieces mixed up, except they're different sizes. But like, look at the blobs. Let's look at this one. Those are all the same tree. Another painting. Oh, created on Procreate. That explains everything. Okay. That explains everything. It's Procreate. Okay, so I didn't want to copy her trees. I just, hey, Lindsay, Rainbow House of Birds. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Right, so that other one was created on digitally, but I'm going to do this one not digitally, but I wanted to get a sense of what like the shape of the tree is at the top. I'm going to put on my other glasses, my like zoom in glasses, because I'm going to get in super close to the art. And here we go. Whoosh, super close. I'm not going to copy it, but I'm just going to get a sense of the shape. So there's going to be like a pointy top, and then there's going to be like a branch that's up pointy up high, and then another branch gone away, and then sort of this kind of completes the top of the tree with this branchy look, and then there might be a gap, but first we're going to put like this bigger one here. And then we're just going to make it fuzzy wuzzy little bits of tree. But it has to be filled in enough, because if it's not filled in enough, it'll look wimpy. Like a diary of a wimpy kid. Somebody mentioned that earlier. And some of them are going to be like fluffier, some of them are going to be less fluffy. The thing with trees is that if you make them look too regular, they don't look real, and if you don't make them look real enough, they don't look real. So you have to try different things. Some branches will be irregular. This is the Lisa Paints Slowly show today, because we did so many stars, it took forever, and now we're drawing trees super slowly. I'm gonna look at it. Oh, it looks okay. Melinda says moon. Yeah, I think a moon might have to happen. Thanks, Samuel. I don't know why I got extremely excited over the moon. You're over the moon. Well, over the moon. That's a saying, right? Don't get excited. You're over the moon. That's probably the joke you meant to make. Where will I put the moon? I think what I'll do is I'll just like imagine the moon somewhere, and then we'll see. So I'm just gonna grab like a little piece of this paper towel. Just gonna like sit a little moon here, a little crescent moon, because I liked the shape of that crescent moon, and we'll just sit it here on the page and see where it wants to live. Try it there for a little while. That's too high. Probably needs to be like I want it to be shaped like a moon. So now I'm making arts and crafts. All right, so maybe it's a shape of a C, but maybe not. Anyway, maybe it would be like way off to the side over the tall tree. Doesn't want to stay. If I lick my thumb and stick it together and then shape it around something. Paintbrush handle. Arts and crafts with Lisa. Okay. Trying to decide where this little moon's gonna live, where its final home will be. But first I'm gonna make the trees. All right, next tree. Mine are not going to be identical as I'm not drawing it in Procreate. So mine are each going to be different. But they're all going to be the same brand of tree, the same species. They're all going to have the same sort of shapes, but not the same exact look. That's one of the clues of digital art sometimes, is like people stamp things. So they drew one tree that was beautiful, and then instead of drawing a whole bunch of trees, they just copy pasted their first beautiful tree, made a bunch more. Why not? Rather than sit there drawing all these trees like I'm in, they just make one. I'm gonna look at the screen again, but I can't use my zoom in glasses because then I can't see things. Okay, well, they're looking good. This one needs its branches to go down further. The moon might be okay there, but there's going to be a great big tree in the foreground. Maybe the big tree needs to be in the middle. No, the big tree can't be there. The big tree is going to be over here. Have you thought about light music with your stream? Just I have thought about it, but I don't know. I've wondered if people would like the same music. I'm gonna get Google to play us some music. Hey Google, play some relaxing music.
Playing relaxing music on YouTube Music.
Okay. Hey Google, volume 6. Here we go. Let me know if the music is too loud, Lindsay, or anyone. But Google, ooh, that's very loud. Is it too loud for you? I can't hear you guys talking, it's so loud. I'm surprised my headphones have lost battery since they've been so low in the beginning of the stream. Also, oh, do you... Oh. I think the message was too long again. How's this loudness? Do you prefer full or half moons? I prefer full because it's like a hammock. Full, you mean quarter. A quarter moon is like a hammock. A full moon is a circle. So how's this for loudness of music? Google picked it. Can you still hear my voice? Zoom in glasses. Good. Sounds fine, she says. That's good. That reminds me of Minecraft music. Only musical instead of digital. Alright, these trees are looking good. Ooh, I like it. Oops, I dropped my zoom in glasses on the floor. Oh yes, I figured you meant half. Because you know what a full moon is. Alright. It's time for this one. I'm going to use this big Sharpie. And I wonder how tall it should be. Probably this tall. the nice thing about having a little bit of tape at the edge is you can just keep drawing right off the edge, and it doesn't, you don't feel like you have to stop. What aspects inspire you to draw? Is it your current mood, setting, thoughts? Sorry, I'm asking too much. I'm curious. No, I think that's a great question. So for me, art is definitely like a relaxing thing to do. And often I get inspired by something I see. Looking at that tree again. I get inspired by something that I see that makes me want to start making art. And then the art that I make is usually very different than the art that inspired me to start drawing. There's a glare or something here. I can't see on my own art what I'm drawing, but I can see it on the screen. Strange. Yeah, so the inspiration comes, and then from there I end up with just this desire to make something. And then whatever I make ends up being unique to that experience. Like, I didn't know what I'd make today. I saw a couple of images that I thought looked cool, and I thought, well, wait and see what feels good. That music is really loud, or it sounds really loud to me. It sounds like ocean waves or something. I'm even sure it's music. I'm just gonna turn it down a tiny bit. So Lindsay, I saw that you were going to send me a message, and then I didn't check back to see if I received it. So I'll have another look. Thanks for reminding me, because I didn't follow back up on that. Is the music too loud now? Because it sounds really loud. Maybe it's okay. So yeah, in terms of drawing, inspiration for drawing, I do tend to take a little bit of inspiration from something that I saw. Images inspire me to begin to do art, and then the art itself is much more whatever happens in the moment. Let's see what you guys are saying about the music. Oh, hello, Charmaner. I struggle in trying to be perfect, and sometimes I just want to let go. Any tips? Yeah. Nothing is perfect. So there's that part of it. And I think, and you guys just let me know if the music is too loud, because it might be loud, and I can turn it down. Nothing is perfect, and so if you expect perfection, then I think what happens is you're trying to make it something that you want it to be. But art makes its own. It's like a art is like okay, it's like if you have a child. When you have a baby, you take care of it, and you nurture it, and you look after it. Hey Google, volume 4. Let's just see if that helps. I think it changed songs too. It got really quiet. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so it's like the art won't be what you want it to be. It'll be what it wants to be. So in terms of like how to not be a perfectionist when you're making art, I think you just have to accept that your art is beautiful because it's your art. And you might not like it because what you thought in your mind it was gonna look like is not how it ends up. But when someone else looks at it, they'll be impressed because to them, it's really beautiful. And you know, if how it looks when you're done isn't the way you wanted it to look, the reason is because your eye is more experienced than your hand. So when you're trying to take something out of your brain and put it on your paper, you're not as able to, you haven't yet got the skill to totally put it on the page. So the fact that you don't like your own art really just means that you've developed your art appreciation more than you have developed your ability to make the art. So it just means keep on trying, make more art, and then eventually they'll start to match up a bit more. And it's okay to not love your art. The painting that I showed you earlier today, I'll just grab it again in case you tuned in late. I painted this painting of the town clock, and when it was done, I didn't love it. I wasn't even sure I liked it, because there were things that I expected it for it to look like when I was done that it didn't happen. But then I sold it really quick. So somebody really liked it. They wanted to buy it before anybody else could buy it. Didn't even make it to eBay. Sold, like, just sold. So it's really just it is in the eye of the beholder. So that's what Lindsay said. Art is in the eye of the beholder, or like Marmite, you love it or you don't. Everyone has its own taste. I don't know what Marmite is. Is it marmalade? I don't know. I was thinking about maybe putting an owl in one of these trees, but now I don't know what an owl looks like. I draw crows a lot. I could make a bird flying in the sky here, but it might not be a bird. It might be a bat, because birds don't tend to fly in the dark. I'm not sure which branch a bird would actually fit on up here. I kind of made them sort of tight. I like the idea though, but I don't know if it's doable at this point. Maybe if I make a low branch here, then maybe I would like it down there. I feel like this branch needs to be bigger. I feel like the bottom branches are usually, like, they're older, so they have had a chance to be thicker out of the tree area. You are welcome, Charmanier. Yeah, I'm happy to answer questions about art. I feel like I learn all kinds of different things, and I don't always. I like learning. I like experimenting and trying to do do things differently, and they don't always turn out the way I meant them to, and you learn from that. All right, so the moon is close to this tree right now, which is kind of cool. And since it's a piece of paper towel, I'm gonna move it, and we're gonna decide. Hey Google, volume 5. It was a really quiet song. After I turned the volume down, she started playing me a quiet song. So let's just see. What if I put it like even closer to the tree? That might be nice. A little friend for the tree. Maybe not in the yellow section. Maybe just down here. I feel like it can't be too low. I feel like it would be bad if the moon was like down here. Marmite is a toast topping in the UK. It's not that nice, to be honest, but lots of people like it here. Okay, that's cool. Never heard of it. I've been to the UK, but I've not heard of Marmite. Okay, so this is the moon close to the tree. This is the user participation part of the stream. You can tell me where you like the moon. So I'm going to use white to make the moon, and I might go over it with like pink or something. I could put the moon super high up here. I don't think that's very good. I could put it like over these trees over here. That might be good. Where else could it go? So I liked it close to the big tree. Not that close. And it was just kind of these little trees. It was closer to this one. Something like that. I think it's probably good close to these guys because your eye likes the groups of 3. So if there was 3 things over here and just 1 over there, that might be okay. And what was I just thinking? Something. Oh, I was gonna look up, there's 2 kinds of moons. Like, what if the moon faced this way? Would that be not, would we not like it that way? What do you guys think? I hate that there's a lag. If this was a Zoom call, you could just answer me. Alright. Alright. We're gonna do the very satisfying peel off pretty soon. Which tree though? Like near the big tree over on this side, or near these little trees over on this side? Yeah, I think it's good there. I think it's good like right up here. Okay, that's where I'm gonna put it. Just have to find my gel pen. I think the size is pretty good too. I think that's a good size for the moon. Preferred it next to the 2 trees. Okay, see, look, this is it. So someone likes it there. Someone likes it there. Oh, it's a tough decision. I like it both ways. What if I put it where this little purple blob is? There's a little blob of purple right there. Oh, that's pretty good. I could paint you all to sleep with relaxing music. It's true. It's true. That makes a little circle with the purple, so that would be bad. I have to be a little bit to the side. Maybe right there. I think that's it. Okay. I've decided. I changed my mind twice, but I decided it's going to go right here. That's where the moon's going to go. Now I just have to decide how much of a crescent moon it is. I'm gonna look at this reference image again, the one that inspired it. Near the bottom. Well, sorry, it's already on there. So the thing I always wonder about these moons that you only see part of it is like, how is it? Those are clouds that are in the way, like, but the moon itself, it's all there. I wonder if I could make, if I should make like a little circle. No, I'm just gonna leave this kind of weird crescent-shaped moon. But I am gonna go over it with pink, just so it doesn't pop off the page quite so drastically. I'm just gonna grab, let's see, where is some clean pink color. A little more water. Then when it dries, I'll just add a tiny bit more white to it. It's not dry. Hair dryer time. Hair dryers are not relaxing. Irk. Sorry. Mohammed, hello. It's 5:20 in the morning. Well, did you just get up? Oh, wonderful. So it's Ramadan. I just completed my prayer and then watching your stream. Love from Bangladesh. And Will says that's where I wanted it. Not all the way at the bottom, but where you placed it is great. Can you hear the music? There. There's my little moon. Okay. Are you ready? I'm gonna peel off the paint, the tape, and then I'm gonna put my initials on the paper. And then it will be a masterpiece. 8:30, wow. This is a whole hour later than I thought I would be streaming. A whole hour later than I thought. It's so hard to see these colors. Like, the way it looks in real life is so different. Neat. Okay, are you ready? I'm gonna peel it off now. Here we go. Ooh. Looks so much better without the green. This green is just such an ugly color. I need to get some new tape. That's the next thing I'm gonna buy, is tape that's a nice color. Either black or a nice color. Now, something I'm thinking about doing is using a black pen marker and just making these trees like come out past the edge of the paper. I'm not sure if it's a good idea or not. Because it looks good the way it is, and if I do that and I don't like it, then I'm stuck with it. But it's so pretty. You guys are awesome. I'm so happy you kept me painting all this time. I feel like this branch is too short. I think it needs to come out. It does. It's the beauty of these screens too, is that when I look on the camera, things become more obvious from that distance, because you're so close to your art. It's hard to see everything the way you want to understand it. That's better. I mean, I know sometimes trees have broken branches, but it's kind of a bad spot for it to be broken. Okay, now I'm gonna put my initials on here, but I'm gonna use my fountain pen for that if I can find it. Man, this is a very small table. You'd think I wouldn't lose things, or maybe that's why I do lose them. Here it is. It's in the little bag. Thanks, Lindsay. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you like it. So I'm just gonna put my initials right down here in the corner. To-do. I like it. We need to think of a title. True art always has a title. So, what will we call this painting? What will we call it? What will we call it? This must be a very long leg. I'm sure that you guys have ideas for this title. Or maybe you're all just thinking. You could just put if you're thinking. It's gorgeous. The colors are so gorgeous. Oh, I have to do the thing. Remember the thing? When I paint the same thing, but I paint it really fast. Okay, we're gonna think of the title, but in the meantime, I'm gonna paint the same thing again really fast. But I'm gonna start off with my cans and paper. Look, this is bonus stream time because honestly, I was gonna stop an hour ago, but now I need to get a small watercolor paper and I'm going to start with the trees because it needs to be waterproof. And then I'm going to put the galaxy behind because it needs to be done once and not touched again. Okay, so I've just got this mixed media Canson sketchbook. I don't think I have a watercolor one. I've got Canson watercolor paper. Let me just see if I can grab that. So Muhammad has a title, Shuvo, a moonlit night. Oh, is that part of your name? Is Shuvo part of your name? Let me just scroll up because yes, it is. Shuvo, a moonlit night. His suggestion is a moonlit night, northern night. Ooh, I like that one too. We're gonna look at it again in a minute, but right now I'm just grabbing my my giant Canson XL watercolor book, which also has all kinds of random paintings in it. So it's got this Big Sky. That's a good title, Melinda, because it is really big. This is a painting I drew at Hurdles Beach 2 years ago. Nothing happened last year. So yeah, I was at the beach when I did this one. All right, Big Sky. I mean, this page can't use. It's got smears all over it. That's what happens when you paint out in the world. You end up with ruined sheets of paper. Okay, this is a very large book. I wonder if I turn it this way, what's gonna happen? Okay. Nope, it's gotta be the small one. Nope, it's gotta be the big one. I won't have enough room to do this in small. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna start off by doing the trees. So someone keep time. I'm gonna see if I can do this in 15 minutes. A unique aurora night. That's a good one. Okay, 15 minutes is my time limit. I'm gonna be done by 8:45 local time. I'm gonna get my markers ready. And where's my Sharpie? Here's one. Oh, this is the one I used. Okay, and I need to do stars, and I need to do colors, and I need to get my paint sweat. This is exciting. Okay, you know. Gonna need yellow, and I'm gonna probably not use that purple at all. I'm probably gonna have to. Okay, here we go. Start with the big tree. There must be a lot of lag. Your comments are coming in super late. Okay, that's a little wet right there. I'm gonna start with the other trees. Okay, so here we go. And we're gonna compare them to each other. So we've got a medium-sized tree here. And we've got a smaller tree here. And we've got a large tree here. And then we've got to put the branches on. 15 minutes. 15 minutes. "15 minutes is not much time. Maybe I can do it. With your help." Here we go. All right. Big tree. Coming together. Next tree. Switch markers. So what mood do the galactic colors give me? I think they just give me that mood of like awe, like everything is amazing. Like the universe is too big to even comprehend. Oh, I don't like where I put this branch. It's like right across from the other one. So I'll distract you with this other one that's too close. And maybe just a little broken one here. Because, you know, some branches are not perfect. Okay, how much time have I used? 5 minutes? 5 minutes and all I've done is draw 2 trees? Well, a tree and a half? Okay, I gotta speed this up. I mean, I don't have to, but that's the challenge is to do it in 15 minutes. So I'm trying. The challenge is to make the branches all different, but also look like branches. So I'm trying to like, these ones need more detail. So it's close up, right? And this big Sharpie was like heavy. I know, I'm supposed to do it fast, but I want it to look good. So I'm just adding these little, adding some more like flicky points to the ends. I might even go back again with an even finer point than this one, because I want it to look like the reason it's bigger is because it's closer, and if it's closer it means we should be able to see the details even more. But the Sharpie was very soupy and ended up making it kind of hard to, it's a little better. Okay, back to this one. So, I mean, these guys are going to fade off a bit once we add the galaxy or something, some kind of sky behind it. All right. Melinda's still here. She said tree. All right. So there's 3 trees. This one's gonna have a bird sitting in it. It's gonna be an owl. There's an owl in the tree. But I need to make it pointier. Switching my glasses. Getting serious now. Okay, there's an owl in the tree. Now, we're ready for some paint. This is gonna be crazy. So it needs to be colorful and soupy at the same time. I need a bigger brush. Let's see what's in here. Nope, none of those are big enough. Let me grab a different brush. A monster brush. So I'm going to use my bigger brush and my smaller brush, putting the covers back on my markers so they don't dry out. So even though I have to do this quickly, I don't want my markers to dry. So I need to paint the sky, blow it dry, and add stars. And I've got minutes. Okay, let me see. 6. Whoa, 6 minutes. That's not a lot of time. Okay, so yellow in the middle, water everywhere. Water everywhere. Water everywhere. Water everywhere. Okay, it's a little too wet in corners. Just pull a little bit off so it doesn't puddle. Now, also need to clip this, otherwise it's gonna really go everywhere. Okay, yellow. Yellow in the middle. Sound effects. Now, softer yellow. Now, bright orange. Now, red. The rose, that pink rose color. More water. More red. Now, blue. How many minutes do I have left? I must be running low on minutes. 3 minutes? Okay, can I have a bonus? Can I get overtime? Can I get overtime? 3 minutes is not enough. Alright, I'm gonna splatter some purple on here and I'm gonna blow it dry and then I'm gonna add the stars. purple. Oh, which purple will I use? I know, this one. This is the color I thought I was using all along, but I wasn't. It's pink. A little more blue. I'm digging the blue. Okay, that's all the paint I'm gonna put on it. Yeah, well, this is a speed paint, so I'm trying to focus on the time. So now I need to let it dry. I'm gonna use the blow dryer, but I'm gonna have to be careful because I don't want it to get too close. Alright, so it's looking much more impressionistic than the first one. It almost looks like a forest fire. I think the purples are not dark enough, or the blues are not dark enough around the edges. So 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Yeah, I definitely need extra time. What do we have here? Oh, I'm now officially completed the time limit, but it definitely needs more purple. So this is pretty, but this is washed out. So I'm just gonna relax and do a little bonus painting here and add some deeper color into this washy area. So I think I'm gonna go with this pinky color. Doing the rolly brush technique because I have brush strokes in here now that of course we don't want brush strokes. I did want it to look a little streaky strokey. This music is crazy. Now, where's my clean water? Because all I have is dirty water. Hey, Lucas! Yay! Arting together is great. This is my speed draw. If you tuned in late, you missed my official art, but I'm gonna show it to you in a minute. This was just like the challenge of recreating the art in the shortest amount of time possible. And 15 minutes was not enough time. Not for this amount of paint. Okay. So, let's just soften this up a little. And this bird music is crazy. Alright. I feel like that's good. Now we need some stars. And it needs to be dry before I put the stars on. So, uno momento. More hair drying. Now some stars, and then this one will be done. Alright, so just so you remember, this was the nice art. This is when I took my time, painstakingly added all the details to. And this is the fast version, which is kind of washed out, isn't it? It's not colorful enough. I think it's partly the paper, because this is just Canson watercolor paper, and I'm not knocking Canson, but the quality is definitely much more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's very flat? I don't know, it's just like paper, whereas the other stuff is a little bit more like a fabric. But this is also super affordable, and the other stuff's not. The other stuff's not crazy expensive, but it's not as affordable as this is, so I should do one more challenge, which is a faster paint, but not this crazy fast. A 20-minute challenge on good paper, because this one didn't really have a fair chance, because I didn't use the same caliber of paper. Oh, there's a Furlise. There's a Beethoven playing in the background now. Alright. Oh, the moon. I forgot to draw the moon. It's this one. Now, there won't be a million stars in the sky, just like there were in the other one, because I don't have time to do a million stars. What kind of art are you making, Lucas? Drawing something on your iPad? Alright. So maybe this one needs a shooting star in the sky. Oh, thanks, Hiccups. Yes, it was fun watching the, I was following an art tutorial and this was recommended to me. Oh, that's good. I'm glad it was recommended. Okay, which way should the shooting stars shoot? I think, like, this has a very this way direction. So let's make one that's just like right there. There's a little star on the end. Should there be another one? Just one. Alright, that's my quick version on cheap paper. Let's do a quick version on expensive paper and see how the difference is. I think it's going to be amazing, the difference. I need to make room here because so many things are taking up space now. Okay, so just to remind you, good quality paper could give you a really nice image. This is what I got the first time. And then the second time I got this, and it was super fast. Lightning Storm. Oh, that's good on Procreate. Procreate is fun. Okay, so I'm gonna let that one dry too. I'm still looking for titles. So this is the one that we're looking for the title for. And I'm open for all kinds of titles. Like, it doesn't have to be like anything particularly relevant to the picture. Okay, I'm looking for my paper because I somehow lost it. Can't be too far. It's been a minute. Well, I think I'm back now, and it was nice to see you, Hiccups. Sorry again for whatever just happened. All right. Let's see what happens. I wonder if you can still hear the music. 6.5. Oh, the tape ripped. Tape is great, but sometimes it sticks to itself. And that's not so great. Hey, they redid it. Okay. So I guess we're painting night skies all night. And we're gonna do one more. This time we're gonna take a little bit of time, but do it just a little bit faster. A Northern Night. Yeah, A Northern Night is a good title. I think I like that one. I think I like that title. So does anybody want to comment what happened when I got a notification from my streaming software that said that it had disconnected. So I don't know what that meant, but something happened. Something happened that it didn't like. Alright, so we're gonna start with trees. And they could be different this time, but again, I am gonna have a tall one over here. And a short one over here. A bigger one over here. We just saw the circle of loading. Oh, the circle of loading. Okay. Bye, Melinda. Thank you for coming. I'm not good with names, but I'm thinking Blissful Hue or Galactic Beauty. Oh, those are good titles too. Nice. It glitched out for a minute. Yeah, I knew it did. I just wasn't sure. I don't know why it did. It said OBS is disconnecting. So, sorry about that. All right, another tree. Thanks for suggesting the music, Lindsay. This is nice for everyone, maybe. Nice for me. Super calm. May I ask your posting day, please? Time of streams, don't want to miss out. Well, I'm thinking Friday. I was trying to decide on a regular routine, and because this channel is so new and I haven't really been streaming, I'm not sure what time works for viewers. And I have a bit of flexibility. Like, I like the idea of streaming in the morning on Saturdays, which would be like tomorrow morning. But I don't know what works for people, so I might be bouncing around a little bit for a while. But if you put a bell on the YouTube subscription, it tells you when I'm streaming, which I don't know if it tells you ahead of time, but it will tell you when I actually am. But yeah, I think it won't, I know for sure it won't be Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. And it won't be Wednesday. It'll be Friday or Saturday, because that's when I have time. And as for time of day, like, I think this time probably works for a little while. I started early today. I started about 3 hours ago, which is way longer than I thought it would be. I started 3 hours ago with the intention of streaming for about an hour and a half. And then things just got out of hand because I was having so much fun. But yeah, I'm going to say Fridays or Saturdays. And if it's Saturday, it could be early in the day. It could be like morning. But I don't think that's a very good time for viewers because I'm on the East Coast and it'd be okay for European viewers. But I'm not sure how many. I'm not sure mostly where my demographic is, so. My neck's getting a little sore though, so after I finish this other quick one, I'm gonna have to go and lean my head back instead of leaning it down for a while. Which probably means putting it on a pillow. Maybe watching some Netflix. I don't think I'll read a book because I'd have to look down a bit to do that. Alright. I want these trees to look nice. I did put a little owl over here. And this tree doesn't have as many branches. Okay. So, stretch. Oh, that feels better. Check. Oh, sure. Lucas wants to see my original. Well, my original that I painted. So that's this one. So I'll snap a pic of it. And I will send it to you. I'll send it to you by email. If my email will open. Alright, it says it's sending, so it's a pretty big file. It might take a minute to get there. Yeah, I mean, music when you paint is nice. I just wasn't sure how it would go over with the streaming, because sometimes it's hard to hear the person if there's music playing too. Have I ever painted sunsets or sunrises? Which do I prefer? Well, my most recent painting that I did before today, the one I just did yesterday, has a sunrise. And it's got this really pretty pink sky. And so yes, I have painted sunrises and sunsets. And I don't know if I have a favorite. I took a really gorgeous photo of a sunset at Peggy's Cove in October. Maybe I'll paint that one at some point. So now, to try and get all of this beautiful glowing color into the background, and I'm going to use my super large brush again. I have to get this dirty water out of the way. I remember to use that to clean my brush. Use the clean water for dipping in the paint. This is, you know, watercolor 101. Clean the brush in the murky water and use clean water to apply onto paper. Oh, interesting. Smudged. I guess I didn't let the ink dry quite well enough. There's little smudges. No big deal, because it's nighttime or something. Alright. So now, we like the yellow in the middle, so we're doing that again. Nice, strong yellow. And then we liked the way it turned to some sort of orange and then pink. And then we need the blue around the edges. We're gonna go with phthalo blue because it's so pigmented. And then I have that new purple, which has been a bit disappointing, but I'm going to use it anyway. Let's see here. Glasses. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm just looking at it on the screen here so I can see what's going on. Needs more orange. Ooh, that's muddy. Let's see if we can pull some of that up. Guess we're gonna go with pink instead. A couple of pinks here. What do I do with my swatch? Did it fall? Yeah, it's on the floor. Oh, that's a paper towel. I don't know what I did with it. Yeah, I'm losing everything today. Oh well. Just wing and a prayer. We have two kinds of pink on here. Do the roly-poly brush. getting my water all dirty. I don't take my own advice very well. I'm going to get some pigmented color. Guess I'm gonna get this red rose. And some more blue. Oh, I'm gonna do a splatter. I need to get clean water. And lots of blue. And some splatters up here. I'm gonna stay away from the yellow, because yellow and blue make green, and we know there's no green in the sky, usually. I mean, I guess there is sometimes when there's an aurora, an actual aurora. Okay. I definitely need some orange over the top of that yellow. Oh, I used Hansa yellow. That was the secret sauce last time. Okay, nice to see you, Lindsay. Thanks for coming. I hope you have a good night. I'm really happy you joined me, and thanks again for the tip about adding some music to our ambiance. All right. Orange. Orange chocolate. We're putting some orange in here. Ha, ha, ha. Okay. So this definitely needs to sit to dry. If I blow this with the blow dryer, it's gonna go everywhere, and that would be bad. So let's just compare the depth of colors to my original. This was the one I did first. I'll change my glasses again so I can see. This is the one I did first. This is the one I'm doing now. And this one took a long time. This one's not taking long at all. Just gonna fan it a little bit. And I think I need to do something to this little puddle at the bottom. Sometimes when the puddles dry, they look good though. It just feels a little bit murky. But maybe it won't be. I'm really happy with that first one. It turned out good. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Hello.
Hello.
You're home.
Yep.
I'm still streaming.
Okay.
Come see the painting I did.
Ooh, I like it.
You like it? Say hi to Lucas.
Hi, Lucas.
Still can't see you.
You can see my hand.
Simon says hi. Yeah, so AB. Something still needs to happen here before it's dry. I'm gonna put a little bit of pink over top of all those reds. Let's see if I can get it in just the right amount of places. It was just a little too like fire center. That might be good. And over here. Water, just a bit of water. Golden Believer. I wonder, do I know you in person? Are you someone that I've met before? I guess I just wonder if you know Simon, who just said hi. All right. This looks like the sky is on fire in this one, but you know, I'm not mad. Let's splatter something on here. Maybe blue. No, we decided not blue. Maybe this other pink that I haven't used too much. Just right in this middle bit, so it's still wet. It gives like a texture. That's probably good. It's definitely more moody than the last one. Do the rolling brush. Rolling brush technique. Whoop, that was the slipping brush technique. Hesitate to call any of this a technique because I am not all that technical. But I like the way it's sort of flowing. And then let's just do like some tip of brush, like make it look like a, I don't know, like something dragged around a little. I don't think I'll do any more of that. Okay. Now it just has to dry. I don't want to overwork it, but I still feel like it needs something. It really just needs some water dropped on it. I'll splatter it with a bit of water. What colors can be mixed to make hazel paint-wise? Okay, so like hazel is an interesting color. I don't really know what. Hey Google, turn the volume down. I don't really know what color hazel is. It's like a brownish green, maybe. So I would start with green and then maybe add something like ochre. So blue and ochre, like hazel eyes. I don't know, hazel. So this is an interesting color. Hazelnuts are brown. And I don't know. I would have to Google it. Dancing brush. This is just a little too yellow down here. Dancing brush. Rolling brush. Okay, if I do too much more there, I'm going to pull all the color off. Might be blow dryer time. Yeah, I think it's blow dryer time. Let's just angle this a bit. I'm gonna leave it wet for a little while. Just because I think it probably will spread and be more interesting. If I use the blow dryer, it's gonna dry suddenly. I'm just gonna remind you how beautiful the first one was. And maybe just chat with you for a minute. Oh, let me show you how much of my coffee I drank. Remember I told you my coffee was cold? It's almost still all there. I didn't drink much of it. It's like iced coffee now. Only it's just really cold coffee. Look, look. That's how much coffee there is still in my cup. A lot of coffee. Okay. So, we've been here for 3 hours and 20 minutes. That's a long time. And we've been painting. Oh, let me show you the second one. This one's on the Canson paper. I mean, for how quick it was, it turned out okay, but it's very muted and dull compared to this one, which is so saturated and beautiful. I'm curious what's going to happen to that other one when it dries, because this dried really nicely. It has lots of depth. I'm happy with it. Still wet. Oh, I think it needs pink right in there. I'm gonna wreck this painting by continuing to think I need to add more things when I maybe don't. Oh, I almost spilled water. That would be bad. I think that helped. Rolling brush technique again. Lucas, this is a very calming start to a mini lockdown. I should come more often. Yes! We're having a mini lockdown. Lucas and I both live in the same city, and we've had a bit of a spike in COVID cases locally recently. So our government has closed lots of things, so we're home chillaxing. So this is starting to show its dryness. And I don't know. I did 2 coats on the last one. I'm really liking over here. That's looking good. So I think I just have to let it dry by itself and stop fussing with it. Because when you fuss with things, you risk overworking them. Yes, Lindsay suggested I put some music on, so I thought that was a good idea. It makes it even more relaxing. Okay. It's almost blow dryer time. I'm looking at it on the screen. It gives me a bit of a sense of where the darks and lights are. So one of the things that I wasn't sure I was gonna like on this one was how I muddied some of the colors, but in fact the mud is what makes this look so brilliant. Okay, I think I'm gonna try. I said I wasn't gonna add more color to this, but I think I am. I had the red mixing with the purple and the blue, just to give a really deep violet color. So we're just going to add that into the corners. Just to give it like a really heavy border. With pigment. You know your stream is winding down when you stop talking. It'll be over soon. There. I feel like that's gonna be enough messing. So if I keep doing too much, I'm really gonna end up with things I can't take back. She says as she gets more paint on her brush. Yeah, that's gonna add a little bit of blackness, which I think I'm gonna like. Okay, and now I am putting the brush down. Putting the brush down. All right. So there are actually still people watching, which is kind of crazy, considering I'm just quietly painting away here. That's gonna take a while to dry. That is gonna take a while to dry. Looks like a big mess right now, but I feel like it's gonna look good when it dries. One thing I can say for sure is that this paper, this new paper that I bought, the Strathmore watercolor paper, it definitely holds up to the water. Acid-free, heavyweight, for finished artwork, wet media. Watercolor paper cold press, series 400. I didn't know Strathmore was the same company as the Dixon Ticonderoga. I remember when I was a kid, we used to have Dixon Ticonderoga pencils, and they were like the classic yellowish goldenrod colored pencil. I was gonna try to dry this a little faster. Definitely like the first one the best. Definitely like the second one the least. Jury's out on this one. So let's use the blow dryer on it. Sorry. I could mute this. I'm gonna mute my mic for just a minute. There, now it'll be peaceful again. So I feel like this one is more of a sunsetty sky, like some kind of crazy sunset, whereas the other one was more of a spacey sky. So I think in this one I'll put stars, but maybe I won't. Maybe I'll leave out the stars in that little section there, because it might be weird. Because it looks like the sun is like peeking right out of there. Maybe what I need to do is just actually darken that up a little with orange or something. I like this pink. No, that's better. It was just so bright. It looked like sunshine instead of galaxy. All right, so I'm just going to avoid that part while I do the stars, and then we'll decide later. Okay. Start with some big stars. Then we'll go to some little stars. Honestly, it's the stars that make these pictures look good. Again, very meditative. You just watch me make dots all over this paper. And where is my gel pen? Here it is. And I need a little piece of paper to scribble on. Maybe some of you fell asleep. Just like it says, there's 7 viewers. And I know there's me and there's Lucas. And there's a couple more. But no one's saying anything. And not everybody was chatting. So perhaps they just don't feel like chatting. Or perhaps they fell asleep. Alright. Small piece of paper. Well, I'm glad you're still here, Lucas. at this point of the stream, it's not very interesting, but I'm glad you're here. Oh, I should show you where I got the inspiration for this piece of art that I ended up doing 3 times tonight. It was my iPad case, which has this sort of stellar, interstellar, glowy finish. So that was why I ended up with these crazy skies. And then the trees, I saw a different picture on Instagram that made me think of trees. Now, obviously we don't usually see a sky like this on Earth, but we could. It could be some kind of crazy sunset in the fall or something. I think there's no such thing as too many stars. Hey, Golden Believer is still here. Thank you for still being here. This is like an ASMR channel, just making dots. Oh, except there's music. Maybe you can't hear the dots. Just about time to call it a night, but I'm just gonna get in here and make some nice big stars, and then I'm gonna peel off the, you know, the most satisfying thing. I'm gonna peel off the masking tape because the green does not do this, the palette, the color palette, any favors. It's very contrary to the rest of the colors. And it's not a very artistic color either. It's just this, whatever it is, it's like for masking off paint, masking off your moldings and stuff when you're trying to paint your house. Oh, and I didn't do the moon yet. I put the moon in that last one, or the first one. I'll look at this over here and see what it's doing. Maybe it needs a big star up this way. What is this many stars on the last one? I just keep finding areas where there aren't enough stars. So I keep putting more. It's like an addiction. I can't stop. Okay, Lucas is going to send me what he's done. That would be awesome. How many layers did you have to make? That's the thing I always struggle with when I work with Procreate, is I don't make enough layers. I also don't have an iPad Pro. So I'm limited to the number of layers I can make, so I'm stingy with them. This is a lot of stars. I'm sort of just like hitting wherever my pen lands. No plan. That might be it. What did Golden Believer say? I have to change my glasses because the zoomed in ones, I can't see things far away with the zoomed in ones. Does painting things like galaxies make you sleepy? Maybe, yeah. So Lucas says he had a lot of layers in his what you call it? Procreate image. All right. So I think I need another big star. Maybe right here. Maybe right here, she says, pointing to one spot and then making the star in a different spot. Okay. Now, moon or no moon? I feel like the moon helped the last one. Gave it like a focal point, close up. But this next one just has a very different texture. Like this one's so much smoother, and this one is very mottled. What if I put the moon like right in there? What if I painted like a big, no, I think that, let's do the paper towel trick. Let's just curl this up into a big moon and see what we think. I don't know what happened to my other moon. It's on the floor. It's tiny. All right, so let's see if we made a moon like this. The other one was tiny. I think it needs to be tiny. I wonder if I put a wash on this, if it will remove the white, or if it will just, this is risky. I'm not gonna do it. Bad idea. Okay, so I'm trying to decide about a moon. Tiny little moon. Maybe I would put it lower. I don't think it would look good higher. No, it needs to be low. Put it down here. There. A teeny tiny moon. I think that's way better than a great big moon. Much more time and effort. It was super fun though. Yeah, I'm glad you thought it was fun. Are you gonna stick around for me to peel off this tape? Because that's the best part, peeling off the tape. The first one I did, we took a lot of time and effort to do it because it was an experience. We were exploring and creating. So here we go. Most satisfying point in this entire painting. Ooh, look at that. Look how clean that line is. Can't do this with Procreate. Well, I mean, maybe you can. Oh, that is so nice and crisp. And now I'll do the other side. Here we go. I'm always scared there's going to be like a blob of paint that kind of stuck out from the edge. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, across the bottom. And the top. Oof. See how much better that looks without that terrible green tape all around? Sticking around. Haha, that's like a play on words, right? Because I was talking about tape. And we're sticking around. Okay, this is very gloppy, messy. Look at that. That's like soaking wet. Okay. So, this is 2 pieces of paper. This is the final version of the second piece. Let's move some of this murky water out of the way so I don't spill it all over my stuff. And clean up my pile of markers that seems to have multiplied itself. Sharpies go there. Paints. Paintbrushes. Okay. This other moon out of the way. Thanks, Golden Believer. I'm happy that you find this soothing and relaxing. Alright, so here is the second. I actually quite like this one. Oh, I didn't initial it yet. I need to do that. Where is my fountain pen? I gotta tell you, I had my doubts about this one. I didn't think it was gonna look so good. I just have to find a room where you can actually see this black. Let's see. Try and just put it right here. There we go. Okay, so that's number 2 and number 1. Bring them both in here together. This is mostly dry now, so it's actually looking like the right colors. Oh, hey, Oscar. Saying hi to Oscar. So these are the 2. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'm super happy that you did. Look, I'm just gonna turn the chat off on the corner here so that we can actually see the corner of this painting. And I'll show you the super fast, messy, cheap paper version. Definitely not as brilliant color-wise. So it all soaked into the paper and dried too quickly. But these ones, oh my gosh. I don't even know which one I like the most. They're amazing. And all thanks to you guys, because I don't think I would have painted for 4 hours today if I didn't have company. I'm just oogling them in the screen here. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, they're amazing. All right. Well, it's been a great chat. It's been a really lovely stream. I'll do it again soon. Maybe even tomorrow. But only on the weekends. Likely not midweek. Let's see here. Yeah, it's been great. I'm super happy that you joined in today. I'm gonna check my email, Lucas, and see if you've sent me your version that you've been working on. And thanks for sharing this chill watercolor and chill with me. Better than Netflix, right? It's much more relaxing than Netflix. All right. Well, coming up on the 4-hour mark. It's been a wonderful, relaxing watercolor stream. Make sure you're subscribed here at Lisa Artista. It's my new channel, so maybe you knew about it, maybe you didn't. But if you didn't, now's a good time to subscribe, so that you can catch my next stream, where I will play relaxing music and paint for excessively long amounts of time. Alright, so the replay will stay up for a short amount of time, and then I'll be taking it down. But before the next stream, well, I shouldn't say that. I might stream again tomorrow, but within the week, I'll be taking the stream down. So I'll see you guys soon. Have a good and safe weekend.